Boston Red Sox may have found a secret weapon just 8 games into the MLB season. I'm here to break down how backup catcher Carlos Narvaez is really showing out and how the Boston Red Sox could greatly utilize someone with his skill set going forward. Welcome back to Red Sox Digest. I'm Houston, and we're going to be breaking down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest. But first, before we get to the news and information, please do remember, if you're a part of the near 90% watching this video not currently subscribed to the channel, to scroll down and click subscribe. We do appreciate the love and support, so thank you guys. But now, let's get to it and break down not only how this is huge, but how the Boston Red Sox have the ability to unlock all of Carlos Narvaez. Now, if you don't know who Carlos Narvaez is, he was acquired by the Red Sox this past offseason via the New York Yankees. He is a young 26-year-old catcher who has phenomenal upside all around in his game of baseball, but specifically defensively, he has gold glove caliber defense potential, and we've seen glimpses of it already up to this point through 8 games. Now, obviously, he is not a starter. He has only actually played in 3 games up to this point, logging 10 ABs where he is 4 of 10, batting .400. But it's not even the offensive productions that we're going to be focused on, despite that being a massive, massive plus, not only for Narvaez specifically, but the Red Sox team as a whole, if they find Narvaez in this roster or on this lineup more consistently. But it's the defense. He has great abilities defensively to really surpass and become the number 1 starter in the sense of being at the catching position over Connor Wong. Now, Connor Wong last season was clearly the starting catcher for the Boston Red Sox, and that goes without saying. Offensively, he was great. He batted a quiet .280, which was sneaky good for someone who, again, played catcher for the Boston Red Sox. But now, to start this MLB season, again, through 8 games, I believe it's been 5 for Wong, 3 for Narvaez. But again, in 19 attempts, he is 1 for 19, batting .053. That is awful. And obviously, he's gotten off to a slow start. There's no way around that. We're not going to argue against it. But again, when you see Carlos Narvaez come out here and showcase his talent and go 4 of 10 in the early stages of this season, as well as highlight the defensive abilities that we knew he already had coming into this season, but also showcasing them on the MLB level, this is picking up some steam. Now, I will make the argument that Connor Wong has greatly improved his defensive metrics and numbers overall from last season to this season. If you look at his Baseball Savant page, again, only 8 games into this regular season in totality for the Red Sox, Connor Wong has great numbers. If you look at the very bottom near the catching or the defensive positioning really numbers in this sense catching, he's above league average in all 3 major categories. Again, only 8 games into the season. So again, it's a very small sample size. That's why the stats could be assumed as skewed up to this point. But if we look at what the numbers look like last season for the same player in Connor Wong, not only offensively, but as well as defensively, Wong is having a great season. And again, the offensive numbers come at being 1 in 19 from the field, which is not good. But again, defensively, those are the numbers we're really focusing on here, as the pop time was about league average compared to this year, where it's way up, it's not actually, he's not qualified for it because of the lack of reps. But if we look at the framing, that has greatly improved. That is something that he needed severe help on last season, as he was in the bottom percentile of the entirety of the MLB when it came to that, as well as the caught stealing. Again, way up compared to last season. This is exactly what we wanted to see from someone in Connor Wong, that we watched all of last season be great offensively but struggle severely defensively. Go into this offseason, be told, or I should say the Red Sox really fan base and the media were all told that he's working out with Jason Varitek. He's working on his defensive capabilities, especially his pop time, as well as his ability to frame for these pitchers that the Red Sox went out and acquired to improve their starting rotation as well as their bullpen. Yes, the arms matter, but if you don't have a reliable catcher back there, things are not going to be as easy as they probably could. So again, Connor Wong's defense has improved. His offense has greatly regressed. Again, the numbers could be greatly skewed because of the lack of reps for both offense and defensively, again, for Connor Wong and the Boston Red Sox. But there is a bright point because in yesterday's win, in the 13-9 win over the St. Louis Cardinals, who are a great team up to this point, as they are now starting 4-3, losing to the Boston Red Sox yesterday 13-9, as the Red Sox simply had an offensive showcase, putting up 5 runs in the first inning, including a 3-run shot from Trevor Story, as well as now then going back-to-back with Wilyer Abreu in the following at-bat. He hit a solo shot. Overall, a great box score in the sense that everyone seemed to be busy and acclimated to yesterday's game, including Carlos Narvaez, as yesterday he went 2 of 3, including a single and a double, and one of those hits he attempted to turn into another double where he was thrown out. He also walked 2 times. He is batting .400 on the year with over 1,000 OPS. If he continues to hit the baseball this way, as well as maintaining the defense that we've really watched from last year through this offseason, as well as now through not only spring but the regular season, I am willing to bet Connor Wong loses his starting position to someone in Carlos Narvaez, as he is simply, you can't deny someone with the level of defense that he has in comparison to someone in Connor Wong if the offensive numbers maintain even roughly the same. Now, obviously, they are going to be a bit skewed up to this point. Wong starting 1 of 19 is not something really expected, and obviously Carlos Narvaez going 4 of 10 is great, but again, we're only at 10 really sample sizes, 10 at-bats, 10 reps on the big league stage. So with more reps, obviously the numbers will change and dictate really what to expect going forward. But through this point, this is a massive turning point for the Boston Red Sox. Now I have 2 highlights. The first one is a highlight of the defense from Carlos Narvaez, and the second is an offensive highlight from yesterday's game in St. Louis. The first one coming from the first season series against the Texas Rangers, as we saw elite level defense and a back pick from Carlos Narvaez, something you don't really see in today's MLB. So I'm going to play that, we'll highlight it, and then we'll get to the offensive stat.
Out of the glove. The 2-run score. Snap toss down. First attack. Got it! Peterson out. Narvaez making.
Jock Peterson leaning off the base just enough, taking just enough of a lead off of first base, and Narvaez keeping an eye on him and being able to back pick him at first base, something we really don't see anymore in the sense of a back pick. And obviously, it worked out phenomenally. He was able to throw down to first from behind home plate and getting a lead-off runner in Jock Peterson, ending the inning and getting out of the inning overall. Phenomenal stuff. Again, just one of the first highlights we get of Narvaez is a defensive highlight, something that I'm ecstatic to continue to watch as the season goes on. And then yesterday in that 13-9 win over the St. Louis Cardinals, the Red Sox, again, we mentioned his box score. Here is his double off of dead center, off the dead center wall in Fenway Park. And it was an inside pitch. He was able to pull his hands through, really turn on this pitch and send it to dead center field, hitting it a long way and just short of a home run.
Red Sox ahead 12-6. Hammer to center field. That one laid into by Narvaez. It's way back there off the wall. Campbell churning around. He wants to score. Here's the throw. It's cut, and another.
Christian Campbell obviously being the one to round the bases there and score easily on that double play from Narvaez. Obviously, he rolls into second. The ball's cut off, and again, no throw at the plate. Narvaez really highlighting not only his defensive abilities, but his offensive capabilities early in the MLB season. And because of it, I'm here to think there's a good chance he becomes a secret weapon for this Red Sox team and overall a starter at the catching position for the Boston Red Sox. Let me know down below what you guys thought about yesterday's overall performance from the Red Sox in a 13-9 win over the Cardinals, as well as what to expect from Carlos Narvaez, at least in your opinion. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.